Recording. All right. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, we need to get these out of the frame because that looks like trash.
Austin,
What?
I fill up my cup.
What do you mean?
Because you guys are starting.
Yeah.
So I'll just pick it up and then put it
Yeah,
up. And
you
then...
can put it back over there if you want. It's not really. That's kind of the camera. You can just hand it to me too. I can take it from you.
Cool. I'll toss them to you. You got your sound effects board on there too?
No, I
No,
don't.
damn. Those are so
I
fun.
wish I could show you what this looks like because it's like he's here, you're there, and then Anna's like here.
Where's the booster seat for?
You want to thumb it?
What's a phone book?
Maybe Casey should
All
sit
right,
down.
ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
You're live.
All right, and we are live. All right, welcome everybody. Fit Family Lifestyle Podcast and live stream. We haven't done this in a minute. It's been a while, so I hope we get some people jumping on. If you are jumping on live, if you are joining us, go ahead and hit hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. And yeah, feel free to jump in, ask questions. And yeah, so with me today, I have the lovely Anna Maria, as I refer to her as AM, and she does not have her watch on.
What?
So anybody who has followed this live stream knows what a problem that is. And I also want to introduce a good friend of mine, a neighbor, a client of mine, somebody who's getting awesome results, and I want to talk about his story and his testimony. So this is Joel Dyea. You can find Joel on Facebook and on Instagram at Dyeafit and follow his journey. Dyeafit.
Dyeafit.
DYEA Fit at Instagram and on Facebook. So a couple announcements before we start. Obviously, as always, I want to give a shout out to my man Austin at Player One Productions. If you're looking for photography, if you're looking for filming some stuff around your house, if you're looking to film a hot air balloon ride, if you have a small business and you want to do a commercial, this is your guy. He's got all kinds of cool stuff, cool gadgets, drones, crazy stuff. So check out Player One Productions. He's got some awesome stuff. You can create some awesome content. And also want to plug EPN Supplements. So we are EPN sponsored athletes, and they have some amazing stuff. But the thing that has been the biggest seller is their protein. Their protein has digestive enzymes, and it mixes really well, and it is the most delicious stuff in the world. So you actually had started using some of the protein. Tell me what's been your experience with it.
Absolutely. I love this protein. It's probably one of the best proteins I've had. My favorite's that cinnamon crunch
The
over
cinnamon
there.
toast crunch. Oh yeah.
AM is holding.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, that one's my favorite.
This is the winner.
I've tried the vanilla cupcake too. That one's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
My wife Christina, who's also a client, she likes that vanilla cupcake.
Yeah, it literally tastes like you're eating cake batter.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So I want to hook you guys up. Use that link in the description. Order anything, you get 10% off your whole order with that special link. So EPN Supplements, check out their protein. They also have BCAAs. They have super greens, and they have pre-workout. They even have non-stim pre-workout, and you've done the non-stim pre-workout.
Yes, I have the pineapple and the cherry non-stim. And I really like them because before, pre-workouts would make me real tingly.
Yeah, you get that pins and needles feeling.
Yeah, I don't
It's
like
weird.
that feeling. If it doesn't go away instantly when I start working out, then I start freaking out, have a mini panic attack. So, but the non-stim works great for me.
Awesome. So today I want to jump in and I just want to talk about kind of your journey thus far and what you've accomplished and what you've learned. And I want to talk about some things, all fitness and nutrition and weight loss. And if anybody jumps on, definitely want to answer any questions or just chat with everybody, just see what everybody's doing. So, I guess where we'll start is, how long have we been working together?
We started working together January, like mid-January.
Mid-January, okay.
Yeah.
And what was it that made you say, like, all right, I've got to get on a fitness journey. I've got to figure something out here.
Well, it actually all started back in 2020. after I finished the police academy, after I came out, I had been losing weight there, and then I rolled my ankle almost instantly. I finished the police academy in October. I rolled my ankle in December, and I was basically out for 4 to 6 months over the next year or so. I put on a lot of weight, and then last year over the summer, I was realizing that I was just out of breath a lot, and my ankle wasn't healing up properly. It was just taking forever, and several people just brought it up about losing weight, and it was just kind of a culmination of everything. And in December, I was just feeling winded all the time. And then I saw you post on Facebook that you were getting ready to start doing this Casey Darke Fitness, and so I was like, perfect timing. It all just came together.
All just came together.
Yeah. So
awesome. And then so, what going into it like intrigued you? What was something you saw or you heard that made you say, this might work for me?
I think it was the way you were explaining the sustainability of it. Because I had tried all the different kind of diets. You cut out the carbs, you cut out this, you cut out that, and it works, but it doesn't last.
Right.
Because at my lightest, I wasn't eating carbs, so it was nice. I weighed 215, and that was almost 8 years ago, and I could run. And I basically ate whatever I wanted because I was going to the gym 2 hours a day, 6 days a week without eating carbs. And so I was keeping weight down real easy. But then I met my wife, and I started eating carbs and drinking soda, and I just ballooned up real fast.
Yeah. I don't know one person who has been able to stick with a low carb or keto or cut carbs out long term. I mean, it works in the short term. It gets the weight off. As I've talked about before, most of the weight you lose with a low carb diet is water weight. And everybody I've talked to, when they, as you always do, you get to a point whether it's the holidays or an injury or something happens where you end up start eating carbs again, the weight just comes back on right away. And in spades too.
Yeah.
Right.
And it wasn't my wife's fault that I was gaining weight, but I was just more interested in hanging out with her than going to the gym. And so we started going out to eat all the time. And at that point I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna eat. And I just started eating. And it just started to pile on. And then we had a kid, and when she was pregnant and she'd get sickness, like morning sickness, or the food was starting to when the food was starting to get to her, I didn't like to waste food, so I'd go and finish it. And so I put on a lot of weight real fast.
Right.
So I think at the police academy I got down quite a bit of weight, but when I rolled my ankle and I started putting it back on, I got up to 349. And I'd always told myself that I'd never be over 300 pounds, but there I was at almost 3.5. So
right. And I know one of the first things that I had you do when you started is to take a before picture. And when you took that first before picture, what was that like?
Yeah, I didn't like it because I was just round all the way. My stomach was round, it was tight. My face, perfect oval. And so it was a reality check that I looking at myself. And I'd seen myself in pictures prior to that. And I didn't like the way.
Right. So what was it like getting started? I had you start tracking your calories. I had you start, following a high protein diet. I had you start hitting the weights. What were some initial challenges that you faced when you got started? Like, what was hard to build a habit out of?
Oh man, it was probably the calories, counting the calories. I felt like I was hungry all the time. And luckily I had Christina with me doing it because she felt the same way, and we were able to support each other. It's kind of funny because like the first or second day we were doing it, she had hit run up to the top of her calories already by the time dinner came, and she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I'm so hungry. And so I made her a hamburger patty and some broccoli, and it was only like 230 calories.
Mm-hmm.
And she ate it, and she went from hangry to happy, and she's like, I got to go to work.
Nice.
But after that, we made adjustments to our meal planning and stuff like that, and we're able to get our calories down. As you guys said, it's easiest to drink your calories.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we switched to sugar-free soda, things like that. I drink black coffee, so I don't get all the calories from like the creamers and stuff. So
And so, how long did it take you, tracking your calories every day? Because I mean, you guys 6 months later, you're still diligent every day. I look on there, you're tracking your calories. It's just become part of your routine. How long did it take you to build that habit? How long did it take till it like what we do?
probably like 2 or 3 weeks to like remember to track it. Christina laughs at me because I track my food like almost instantly.
Right.
As soon as I
Do it
decide
right
to
away.
eat something, I put it in, and she's like, she waits till the end of the day, and then she tries to remember everything she had,
Right.
and it works for her. She can remember, but if I don't track it right away, I'm gonna forget.
Right. And you started doing that too. I mean, you knew that you were still in a deficit, but I wanted you to make sure because there were nights where you were like, I want some ice cream, I want something, but I'm afraid that I'm not eating right. So once you started tracking it, then you realize like, yeah, you're still in a deep deficit. You can have ice cream. How long did it take you to build that habit when you started?
Well, honestly, sometimes I still have a hard time, tracking everything. Um, it became a habit pretty quickly just because I wanted to. I joke that I'm a slave to my watch and I have to close my rings. And yeah, the watch that I don't have on because it died on me. But I'll get that move ring closed tonight. I'll do it.
You will.
But I don't know. I made a habit of it just to check myself on all of the snacking that I was wanting to do in the evening.
Right. I mean, and I've said this before, but imagine not ever looking at your bank account. Imagine not ever, everybody now has like online banking, and you have an app where you can see your deposits and your withdrawals and what you spend things on and what bills are coming out. Imagine just never checking that, just kind of winging it. Like, I'm pretty sure I have money still in there, right? I bought some stuff on Amazon today, but I think we're good. Nobody would do that, right?
And I did track everything today.
You did, yeah. Here, we'll show them. Yep, everything is tracked, right? So, I mean, I think that's really, really important to build that as a habit. And it's inconvenient for the first couple weeks, but like I said, you track your financial budget. It's not inconvenient. It's something you just naturally do. Your calories need to be the same thing. What doesn't get measured doesn't get managed, and so you got to know what's going out and you got to know what's coming in. And talk about times where you've been able to kind of hack that in order to like have a not a cheat meal, but like a barbecue, or talk about Christina's birthday and and how you used tracking your calories to be able to enjoy that.
Yeah. So we knew that it was right in the middle of our initial 90-day program
Mm-hmm.
that we were working on when her birthday came around. So probably about 3 or 4 days prior to her birthday, we started cutting calories, kind of like putting them in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And then that day we had a blowout and just calories galore.
Right.
And it was fun.
It was fun.
And so we stored up those extra calories that we weren't averaging. So averaged out for the week was still a 500 calorie deficit. But even the couple days after, we still kept them a little low just to make sure that we were
Right.
still within our calorie deficit. And you know, when
Yeah.
it's not really that hard to cut out a little bit of calories here and there, you know, instead of having a second serving of something, just have one or have a smaller version of something.
Right. And again, I'll relate it to, finances. You're going on a vacation, right? You plan a vacation, you cut back on some things to save money because you want to have a good time on your vacation, right? This is the same thing. And if you look at it like that, then it's not such an inconvenience, and it really, becomes a habit. And
Yeah.
I say it all the time, but it's powerful to hear it from somebody else who's doing it and getting results. So, what weight did you start at? The specific number on the scale.
So January 16th, I was at 249.
And what's the number down now? 6 months in.
315.
315.
Yeah. So
Wait, you said 249. And
Sorry.
then you said 315.
Sorry,
You mean 349.
349. Yeah, 349. I'm stuck on that 2. That's where I want to get.
Right. It's in there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get under 2. We're gonna do it.
Yeah. So I started at 349 and I'm at 315. And the last couple of weeks have been real busy for me, so I haven't been able to get to the gym as much. And my calorie count's a little higher than I want it to be. But even though I'm still watching it, I'm still active. I'm still trying to hit my 10,000 steps a day.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually the scale still dropped from 319 to 315.
Right. So even though you had a difficult week, it's been a busy week, the habits that you've built and cultivated, you're still losing. You're still on a downward trend consistently.
Yeah, and I had somebody ask me, how's it going? Do you feel like you're not getting the results you wanted right away? And did you start snacking more and things like that? And it really made me think is like, even though I'm not having scale victories as big as when I started, I can still see it in my body that it's changing. My stomach's not round. I'm starting to lose that. People say they can see it in my face.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even though I'm not seeing the scale victories like I want it to come off faster, I'm still seeing it in my body, which is
right
where I like the most. And doing things like going up the stairs and stuff like that, I'm not winded or anything like that.
Yeah, scale victories, like everyone, that's the main metric that everyone focuses on, right? We focus on the scale moving, and the scale will frustrate you because it will ebb and flow, but the real victories are in the little things, the wins. And that's why I always ask everybody to think about something other than the scale that was a win that you had every week that moved you closer to your goal. So one that I can think of is talk about your uniform.
Oh yeah,
and what you noticed with that. So
on one of the previous podcasts, you mentioned your client who's a police officer who duty belt got tighter. That was me. I've actually made it tighter a second time since then.
Sweet.
So I've made it tighter. It's a Velcro, but I tightened it on both sides. My belt that I wear with my regular pants has gone in another notch.
That's awesome.
So
the closed wins to me are the fun ones, because you find stuff that either you haven't worn for years or you haven't felt comfortable in, and then you can finally wear that again and feel confident in it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like some of my shirts, like you could see the bottom of my stomach before, and now I can feel that the bottom of the shirt is moving downward, and it's not showing the bottom of my stomach anymore.
And then
I have something to mention.
Go for it.
So you mentioned before that you're on this journey with your wife, Christina. Yeah. And so what is it like to see her on her journey losing weight? Because I totally notice, being your neighbor, I notice both of you and how you look different. And, I think that she's made some big gains too. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm at, about 25 pounds?
Yep. And
she's at 20. So, and she's already, it was yesterday, or was it the day before, she was putting on her gym shorts, just the ones that she lounges around the house in.
Right.
And she's like, she gave me this sad look, and she pulls on the waistband and goes, all my favorite ones are getting too big now.
I
So-
love that.
So
Love that.
she's a little sad that all her favorite shorts are starting to be too big, but
She needs some new favorite shorts.
Yeah.
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 But she's loving it too. It's like I said at the beginning, I thought she wanted to rip my head off because she was so hungry, but we've gotten to the point where she says, "Thanks, Casey. I'm not as hungry as I used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't eat as much as I used to." So
Yeah, she has made some incredible progress. I mean,
And-
you just see her and she is like, where's the rest of you?
yeah, and she was the queen of sweets, and
hmm
now she doesn't eat as many, and it's, she's like, she had some cookies the other day that she would have before we started this journey, and she's like, it's just so sweet. She'll drink she's Dr. Pepper fiend,
hmm
and she'll drink a regular Dr. Pepper, and she's like, there's so much sugar, it kind of hurts my teeth.
Right,
So
right.
she's enjoying the journey too, and she's keeping it up. And the thing about the fitness program is, I go to Planet Fitness and I use the free weights and the Smith machine and all that stuff, but she's doing it kind of like you, Anna, where it's not really lifting weights, but doing your movements and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And
At home
She's-
resistance training, yeah.
yeah, and she can notice she's noticed that she's getting a lot stronger too. And
Right.
so,
I always say, the best fitness program, the best, workout regimen, the best diet is the one that you can stick with long term, the one that works for you and your family. And so that's what I really try to cultivate with my clients is a customized, nutrition and fitness program that works for you, that fits into who you are, to your life and your family, and what you're actually going to be able to stick with long term. Because anybody can give you some cookie cutter, do these exercises or go to the gym and do this. But if it doesn't work for you, then you're not going to stick with it long term. And so ultimately, it's not going to work for you. So, I mean, you guys have seen, my stuff. I'm at the gym 5 days a week, lifting heavy things and, being kind of a psychopath. But,
And I'm changing it up all the time with different
nine
videos.
times out of 10, she's not using any resistance. She's doing, sometimes she does some resistance stuff with weights or bands, but most of the time it's just body weight exercises and HIIT workouts. And so you can accomplish your goals with either.
But there's definitely resistance in body weight too.
hmm Yeah, it's about stimulating your muscles to the point where you're creating that growth. So, real quick check-in. We got anybody hopping on, joining us? Any questions in the chat?
Amanda says that's awesome. Lindsay said you guys are both doing amazing.
Awesome. Thanks for joining, Amanda and Lindsay, two of our other clients, and they're also getting fantastic results. I'm so proud of them.
Yes.
So you had there was another day that you had, a win that you were telling me about. You and the kids and Christina, you guys went to the lake or you went to somewhere and you were walking around. Tell that story.
yeah, so we went to me and the fam went out to hang out with my little brother and his girlfriend, and they live down in Old Town by Tingley Beach.
Tingley Beach, that's what it
So
was.
we went walking, and then we ended up taking a loop through the bosque, and we were walking along. We were walking the dog. Kids were running around, and me and Christina were just keeping a nice steady pace. And my brother and his girlfriend slowly fell back behind us, and me and Christina were like, "Well, we probably should just wrap this up, because it looks like they're getting tired."
Mm-hmm.
And so we think we did like 3 or 4 miles, and me and Christina felt just fine. Like I started getting a little rubbing from my shoe that was irritating my foot, but it
But other than
wasn't.
that, you felt like you could have kept going.
Yeah, and we could have kept going, but we definitely cut a little bit shorter because they were getting a little tired, and my brother said to me, he's like, "Yeah, we can tell you guys have been working out. you
Nice.
guys don't even seem tired at all."
That's
That's
awesome.
And how did it feel to be able to like keep up and do something like that and not feel like exhausted or drained?
Yeah, it felt great. Like even at work, I'm always walking around. I work at a school, so and they have multiple levels. The gym has steps and stuff like that, and so before we started, I'd feel winded going up the stairs. Get to the top and have to take a break and catch my breath, and now I can zip up and down and not have any
Yes.
problems. So
That's awesome. And I see you guys out, walking all the time. And, for those of you who are in the group and for those of you who are, doing the challenges that we do every week or, bi-weekly, we have some cool prizes. This dude and Christina are competitive. I think except for one challenge, they have won every single one.
the very first challenge we were part of, because whoever won it was at a golf tournament and blew it away.
Right.
But Christina tells me, because she won the snack box,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, I beat you? I finally beat you? And she's telling me, I was like, you know what? It's fine. This house is still winner.
Hey, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she just laughed. And yeah, I'm a very competitive person. She likes to play for fun, but I like to win.
You like to win.
I do.
So I'm calling all of you guys out. Those of you who are in this group, whether you're just in the Facebook group and you're joining along that way, or if you're actually one of the clients with Casey Darke Fitness, you got to beat Joel. This is the man to beat. He's the champ. He's
Dyeafit.
Dyeafit. So
He's gonna die.
putting it out there, you guys. This is the man to beat. So, what do you think is the biggest thing that doing the program that was the most helpful, that kept you going?
The most helpful? Well, I think that I was telling Christina that if I didn't have her doing it with me, I might have already given up. But having that consistency with somebody always holding me accountable for what I'm doing, our weekly check-ins and things like that, it's easy to say, I did this, or I'm gonna do this, and just keep saying that until eventually you just stop. But somebody holding you accountable. The EverFit, is it EverFit?
Yes.
The EverFit app that we use to track our workouts is really nice, because then as soon as I complete my rep, I hit the button and it kicks on that timer for my rest, and being able to track that, like I said, it also holds me accountable for what I'm doing, how many I'm doing. And the cool thing is it tells you your personal records and things like that. I remember one day I was laughing because I finished up my workout and it said, you lifted 4 King Kongs, and I was like,
Yes,
Or
it's
so-
such a cool app.
or 6 elephants, and I'm like, okay then.
Yeah. Put it in
So,
perspective.
Yeah, so really that accountability thing for me, because I'm a laid back, lazy kind of person, and if I don't have to do something, I'll be just
Right.
being honest, I'm not.
Right. So then having somebody that is going to be checking up on you, and that is going to be, asking you the tough questions, and you're going to have to answer to that, like, what was the struggle this week? What was the challenge? What's your plan to move forward?
Yeah.
I didn't work out before Casey. Before we decided to get our COVID bodies back into shape after gaining weight and after your leg injury. And that's really when I started working out. I mean, we did a little bit of, you worked out a lot when we got together, but together we just did a little bit of squats and leg lifts, and I don't know what else.
Yeah, we would
but
do a couple little challenges,
little
like we did a
exercises.
30-day challenge before we went on our honeymoon, and a little bit, but it never was
But I
really
never
like a
worked
full-on
out.
like fitness journey.
Exactly. I never worked out the way that I do now, and definitely having that support, is so key.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely finding somebody that you can do it with is definitely helpful. Because, with it me being, my wife was my support system, it's one of those things where I see it in her and she sees it in me, and we just keep encouraging each other. One time we were talking about, being on this fitness journey, And we were trying to be so nice to each other and not like, yeah, we were getting fat or we were, we weren't healthy. And
Right.
we were trying to talk to each other in a nice way. And then we just ended up laughing because we're like, we're trying so hard not to insult each other.
Right. Right. Well, and I talk to a lot of people who are couples and they're trying to get on this fitness journey, and one of the things is you really want your spouse and your partner to be a support, but at the same time, that sometimes requires for them to shift from spouse to coach, and sometimes as a coach you have to say some hard things. You have to stop being a spouse and be a coach for a minute, and that can create crossing that boundary can create friction in a relationship. So it's really
sometimes you can be
finesse.
competitive too.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, yeah. We have the Apple Watches too.
Mm-hmm.
And we like to do the competitions on that. Unfortunately, I didn't get my rings closed for you today. It was short notice that I was doing this. So
Yeah.
otherwise, I would have made sure I closed my rings just for you, Anna.
Well, I'm still gonna get mine somehow.
Yeah.
I will.
I got
She will. I know she
I got 2 of my 3, my move and my stand ring, but my
yeah,
exercise ring, it didn't get there today.
I got that one. I just don't have my move goal.
You'll get it. You always do. So, anyone else in the chat? Any questions? No, awesome. So, well, I really appreciate you coming on, Joel, and I'm so proud of you and Christine and all the work that you've done, and I love that you're still in the middle of your journey, and it's slow and steady, and this is not a sprint. This is a marathon, and this is not something that's going to happen in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. This is going to be years in the making, but you're building and cultivating the habits that are ultimately going to bring about that change, slow and steady. I always say fast results come with slow problems, and
Yeah.
if you do it nice and slow, and track your calories, pay attention to your macros, and adjust things accordingly, not only are you eventually going to hit those goals, but the big win is building that lifestyle where once you get to where you want to be, you know how to stay there. You know how to continue living that way. It's not something that's like you do this quick crash diet or P90X, whatever it is. You actually cultivate lifestyle habits that just become part of who you are and what you do every day. And you and your wife inspire each other, but also your kids are seeing this. Your kids are seeing this healthy lifestyle. So what have been some things that you've noticed changes in them as a result of this journey?
So our little guy Benjamin, he cracks me up. He's always telling me that, Dad, is that too many calories? Is that too many calories? And when I'm eating something, or both of them, Benjamin and Amanda, will be eating, and they're like, "This is healthy, right, Dad?" Or "This
Love
is
it.
healthy, right, Mom?"
Love it.
When they're eating, or they'll come in from playing and they'll be drinking. They'll get a bottle of water to drink, and they're like, I like water because it's healthy for you." So
Good. So yeah, they're starting to learn those healthy habits too.
yeah,
awesome.
and so they're kids, so they still like to snack on cookies and stuff like that too. But when they come in, they'll ask for a snack. They'll be like, "Does it have to be a healthy snack, or can we have an unhealthy snack?" Or they'll be, "Dad, I had 2 healthy snacks today. Can I please have a unhealthy snack?" Talking about like gummies or a piece of candy or something like that. So,
That's good.
but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
they definitely know the difference between the healthy snacks and the unhealthy snacks, and that the water is healthy for them or good for them.
Yeah, they need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so, what has been our experience with that? Like, tell the story of Elliot and the diet ice cream.
Well, he discovered one day that the diet ice cream is actually delicious, but I don't know what the exact
It
story.
was the
that you're
Halo
thinking
top.
of.
Well, he opened the freezer looking for dessert.
Looking for
And
ice
he
cream.
saw the Halo top, which is like low calorie ice cream, and they actually have some pretty good flavors. And so he really wanted some. And we're like, well, Elliot, that's mommy and daddy's ice cream. It's diet ice cream.
You won't like it, yeah.
We have other ice cream for you, that you can have, or popsicles, or whatever we had in there. And then he proceeded to try to convince us that he was on a diet. He
Yeah.
was like, well, but I'm on a
That's
diet.
right. I'm a diet. No, but he ended up eating that pralines pecan or butter pecan diet ice cream and loving it and claiming that, yes, he was indeed on a diet because he likes diet ice cream.
He would eat any ice cream. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It's all diet ice cream to him.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, he'll also come home and just eat a cucumber or bell peppers, just straight, just raw. He'll eat an avocado, like an
Blueberries.
apple.
Yeah.
Blueberries.
Loves avocados.
Yeah.
Cherry tomatoes. Yep.
Yeah. You know, the kids definitely, you know.
The girls
like
aren't
vegetables.
as good at snacking healthy, but
Yeah. But there's times where, you know, we'll make a salad and, you know, the kids have, you know, spaghetti or, you know, something that they want. And they'll come up and they'll be like, well, can I have some of the salad? That looks really good. And so, you know, they see it and they learn from it. So, you know, you're really being an example for them because, I mean, let's be honest, we grow up, kids grow up in a world now that, I mean, even though we've done away with the food pyramid, that's still sticking around. It's still lingering. And, you know, we have an obesity epidemic in this country for a reason. And even in schools, even if you look at the cafeteria food in the menu, it's still not great. You know, what is a typical, you know, you're a teacher, and what are kids typically eating during, you know, lunch or breakfast?
so breakfast consists of carbs, and more carbs, either like a cereal choice or a muffin or a pancake. Lunches are usually pizza or chicken nuggets. Sometimes they'll have like orange chicken, which is still fried breaded chicken.
Right.
With rice, and sometimes they have vegetables. They always have like canned peaches or pears, but they're canned. They serve fresh apples and bananas sometimes, but they're not the best quality. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. So I mean, grew up learning how to eat that way.
Yeah, and like at my school, because it's a Native American school, they're always making fry bread or oven bread. A lot of their meals consist of potatoes, and so, you know, a lot of those carbs too. And so
Sounds like it tastes better than the school food that we
Yeah.
have, but
some of it does.
Awesome. So, want to segue into just talking about food because obviously we know if we're eating fast food or, you know, trans fats, heavily saturated fats, you know, junk food and convenience food, we know that's not good for us, right? But sometimes we're trying to eat stuff that we think is healthy and it actually is sabotaging us. And things like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, most dairy right now, granola, and even broccoli and cauliflower could be, you know, causing some serious damage. And the reason is because these are foods that cause inflammation in the body. They're called high on the FODMAP. And FODMAP is a fancy acronym with a bunch of science words, but it basically means inflammatory. And basically what happens is there's certain foods that when they hit the lower intestine, they either draw in a lot of water, which expands the intestine, or they ferment in your gut, which creates gas, which expands the intestine as well. And that causes tons of health issues. It causes IBS, it causes, you know, bloat, it causes indigestion, and makes it hard to lose weight. It affects your energy levels. You know, everybody's had that feeling of like being really bloated and gassy or having a lot of water weight, just feeling like, I don't know if sloshy is a word that comes to mind. And when that happens, that's because you're eating foods that are causing inflammation. And so I have a 42-day detox of delicious meals that are 100% low FODMAP, anti-inflammatory. These are foods that I know aren't going to cause inflammation, that aren't going to cause these problems. And typically what we see is that, if you stick to this for even just 4 weeks, you're going to see, at least 10 to 15 pounds of bloat, belly fat, lethargy, all the symptoms of inflammation just disappear within the first month. And it's just simply by eating medicinal foods. So if you want to check out a copy of the 42-day detox, hit that link in the description or in the link in my bio. Book a call with me, and I'll definitely get you set up. And this is more than just a PDF. I mean, obviously I have the menu and the meal guide here, but it's more than just a PDF. It's a virtual cookbook. It's got the recipes laid out for you. It's got video instructions. It's a full online program with, workouts, online support, the whole 9 yards. And I'm still looking for about 20 new people that I want to try it out for free, because it's a completely new version that I just created, and I want to test it out and see what results we get and get some feedback. So if you're somebody who this resonates with, you feel like you've tried a bunch of things that haven't worked, and you want to check out the 42-day detox, please hit that link in my bio or hit the link in the description and let me know, and I'll send you a copy. So, all right, you guys got anything else? Definitely go check out Dyeafit.
Yes.
Support him on IG and Facebook. Follow his fitness journey, because he's going to continue to crush it. Him and Christina for sure. So, thanks everybody who hopped on. If you're watching the replay, I hope you got some value from this. Hit up Player One Productions for any of your content creation needs, photography needs, and definitely get your 10% off at EPN Supplements with the link in the description. And we will catch you guys next time.
I don't follow that low FODMAP. I've had broccoli and cauliflower twice this week. And what was the